Turi is going to kind of guide us on this first story because what is happening with MinnieCayy?
MinnieCayy is quite interesting. I love her because she is so outspoken. She always says what's in her head. There's literally no filter. And apart from seeing her characters evolve through movies like Single Kiasi and other movies and TV series, when we got to see her real character was on the reality show, which is The Real Housewives of Nairobi.
Kawangware.
Let me you know, on the house helps of Kawangware. Okay, there's a tax bracket.
There's levels to it.
They're really jumping over. So the Housewives of Nairobi, which is it's a huge thing, by the way, because it's on Bravo. It's already in the U.S. with all the states. There's Utah, there's Potomac, there's Chicago.
Orange County,
exactly.
New York.
So we knew the housewives as very rich people, lucrative. It used to give. It used to really give. And then we saw them expanding to Dubai. We saw them expanding to Durban, South Africa. And then finally, it was our turn. Housewives of Nairobi. And I remember people being scared, as in, who is going to represent us?
We were embarrassed before.
Because we know the level of Kiki. We're not really there when it comes to entertainment. I feel like it usually gives Zimbabwe sometimes. It's a bit cringe, to be honest, especially when you compare. You know, like how Nini Leaks went to visit her friend. She was like, "Ooh, the ghetto." So I usually feel like we're that ghetto, you know, with white fridges and everything. But anyway, talking about MinnieCayy, she actually came out in an interview and talked about her past, or rather her past relationship, where she talks about how she broke up with somebody because he gifted her a Vitz. Vitz. And she had specifically said, "I want a Mercedes." And I kind of understand that.
A-class Mercedes.
When I'm asking my man for something, and you know, I usually ask for something that is within his means. I know when I'm asking for this thing, he is going to move mountains and he's going to bring it to me. So for me to be up and down talking about, "Hey baby, I want a car, get me a car, this is the car I want," and then he gets me the complete opposite, I do understand why she was miffed. And it sparked a lot of mixed reactions, because guys are like, first of all, you did not have a car at all. But this person went out of their way to gift you a car. Should you not be grateful? Yeah, that's one way to look at it. But at the same time, it is not the car I asked for. Okay? You just don't ask anyone for a Mercedes. If I'm asking my boyfriend or my husband for a specific car, I am asking because I know he can actually come through with it. So maybe she kind of felt like, this man is so stingy. What a stingy man. How dare you? So I don't understand where she was coming from. Asking for a Mercedes and being gifted a Vitz, why should she be grateful? She could have bought that herself. So I kind of get it. I kind of do.
Girl, that's what I said. Your prayers are one side, somebody else's prayers are on the extreme other left. Because what was that? You're praying. Pray for Uber money. Pray for taxi money. That's what you're praying for. Lord, get me to the extent where I can just take a taxi from point A to point B. No pressure.
Why are you dreaming small?
You are struggling. That is your prayer. That is your prayer to the Almighty. Left side, someone is like, nothing less than a Mercedes. Like, I have been a Mercedes girl. I've been, you don't even have one yet. Like, you know, the thing is the confidence of your prayers that you do not actually possess a Mercedes, but you're like, yes, Lord, that's going to be my first car. That's going to be the one. I am not fumbling. I'm not playing around. Let's not play about it. And she says that after she got the Vitz, which she accepted, it was less than 2 years after that, she was just like, like she knew the relationship was over when she got the Vitz. But like after that, it's like, you know, it's like now you're planning the exit, because you're like, like the Vitz was the beginning of the end. For that.
Do you know the kind of contempt small drivers with small cars face? Even somebody in this studio right now, the other day, a small car over 2 car, and she says, "Angalia how to a taxi." And I was like, girl, what if it's somebody's fast car? What if it's somebody's small personal car who made a taxi? So I kind of get it. You know, yes, your starter car should be small. Your starter car, the first car.
Let's not fight. Let's not fight about this, because it's not like, okay, if you know me, I personally detest A-class and B-class Mercedes. They look funny. For me, they look like a loaf of bread. So every time I see someone driving one, I'm just like, girl, the same energy as someone driving a station wagon Mercedes. You know the way you look at it and you're like, why did you guys just like Mercedes? You had so many design options, and this is what you ended up with? Okay. These are just, that's what I'm trying to say. There's just levels to the problems, you know. Like, the people who just like don't like the car. So I kind of get where she's coming from when she says Vitz. My only angle here is, damn, y'all need to pray harder. y'all need to do your research before you pray, because God is over here accepting Vitz prayers, and you're praying for small things. Can you level up your prayers, like your prayer game? Do research. What are other people praying for? Sierra prayed for a man. Look at her now, big batty girl. She not playing. Have you seen how good her body looks? Like, since the last baby, her body is a bodying. Like, she's literally joined the basically, she's a BBW. Let's not play with it. So as people are praying for massive things, what are you praying for? Just do your research, find out what others are praying for, and then pray for those things. And